Do you think that both religion and Jesus should be celebrated and worshipped together?
So, from what I've been led to believe, Jesus wanted him to be celebrated in a church slash mass type of way, and I don't see how you could like do that without organized religion.
Yes, I do. Because Christ is our religion. The base of Catholic religion is Christ, the Son of God.
No.
Why?
Why? Because if we're talking about religion in general, everybody has a different religion. Therefore, not everybody believes that Jesus is mutually exclusive with their own religion.
Do you believe that religion is really helping spread the word of God, or do you think it's corrupting it?
So, I mean, I think both, because like anytime that you involve people, there's gonna be corruption, and especially because it's not like somebody who's held accountable. Like you don't hold a priest accountable. I mean, sure, it gets corrupted, but it seems like it's the best way that we have to spread the word of God.
I think it is helping because through the gospel, we read the Bible, we understand the message from Jesus, so it's spreading. All we have to do is listen and read.
Depends. If you're talking about the Catholic faith, you could say either ways. Some Catholics believe in certain things that do support of the way of life that Jesus was living. So they're living the way that Jesus would say that they were living, most likely, and then others interpret the Bible in the wrong way, or they force their interpretation onto others, therefore making it kind of like toxic.
Why do you think people believe that the church and Christ are different?
Well, because Christ was a person, and the church is an institution. I mean, Christ existed 2,000 years ago, but the church still exists today, and it's changed since then, and it continues to change.
Because they're confused. They think that religion is one thing and Christ is another thing, which the contrary, Christ and religion is one thing. We are the church, Christ is the center, so it's one thing.
Well, one thing the church is, it's a community of people believing in God, which is Jesus. So Jesus is not the church. The church is something that believes in Jesus. So Jesus is fully God and fully human. The church is a community or a building. Either one.
What are your thoughts on how the church spreads and teaches religion?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess they try their best. I don't really know.
I think that church spreads and teaches religion through mass, through school, through charity, through carnivals. I mean, the main way the church spreads religion is through mass. When people go to mass and read the gospel, that's when the church spread. That's one of the best ways the church spreads religion.
Sometimes forceful. I think that it can be positive in some ways, but also the ways that some of the ways that people teach the Catholic faith drives a lot of young people away from the Catholic faith, teaching them that they have to they're not allowed to be cherry picking Christians or something like that, which is basically you believe in some parts of the Bible and what he said, but also don't believe in other things. So basically, some people that teach say that you have to be all Catholic or not Catholic at all. So it's like, it's basically, it can be forceful, but done right, I think it's very beneficial to someone's faith.
Some people prefer individualism rather than going to church. Why do you think this is?
So, I mean, I think people would prefer individualism because, well, we're people. And, I mean, church is like this huge event with 1,000 people, and you don't really focus on your relationship with Jesus as an individual. It's more of a community thing.
Well, some people think that sitting at home praying alone in the corner, that's enough, which is not bad, but you miss that notion of being in a church, surrounded by others, seeing others, that's what Christ wants, all together, all Christianity. So religion is all of us. So better to be in a group together, whether it is at church, whether it is at a park, but at least a group. Better to be at church, reading the gospel, hearing the priest.
Well, I take what you say by individualism as more like spiritualism, which basically means the idea that they don't want to subjugate themselves to a general community, or like they don't want to identify themselves with this one religion that basically keeps them in there. But I mean, some people don't want to be attached to a specific set of rules, which is usually a religion. So I mean, they make up basically their own set of morals in which they believe in.
I learned that in this project, I learned that many people think different things about this topic, and that they all think that we should celebrate both Jesus and religion together. Number 2, some people said that Jesus and religion are different things and should not be celebrated together, but the other people thought they should be. Number 3, the one that most surprised me was when one of the interviewed people said that both religion and Christ shouldn't be celebrated together.
From the interviews, I learned that people all have different views on the church and religion. I also learned that their views give insight to their faith and what they believe in. Some people thought that religion and Jesus go hand in hand, while others thought that they were different. One of the responses that surprised me the most was how one interviewer's response was so much different than the other when they both believed in Jesus.
From these videos, I learned that people have different opinions and responses towards the questions that we ask, and some people can agree or disagree on the reasons why. Some of the differences are the reactions to whether or not Jesus and religion should be celebrated together. The one that shocked me the most was when one of the interviewees said that the way the church teaches and spreads religion is a bit forceful.